TV, the man who garnered international attention not only for his age, but for his wit, wisdom, and genuinely kind ways, has died.
Walter Breuning passed away late this afternoon at Benefice Health System. The man who held the title as the world's oldest man was born September 21st, 1896 in Minnesota. He called Great Falls his home for more than 90 years, and he was just weeks younger than the world's oldest living person. Over the years, Walter was always happy to spend time talking about his long life.
He found a good friend in our own Fred Pfeiffer. Fred takes a look back now on Walter's 114-year journey.
People going through the parks, stop here. They read in the paper, and they stop here and get their picture taken.
This is the Walter the world was introduced to, and we all became fascinated with. His was not always an easy life. He dropped out of school at the age of 14 when his parents separated and went to work scraping pans in a bakery. However, the lure of the railroad called, and by 1912, he was hired as a Great Northern callboy, then promoted to a railroad clerk 3 years later, and transferred to Great Falls in 1918.
I had to lie to get into the railroad. Jim Hill didn't want anybody that wasn't 18 years of age.
He met and married a railroad telegrapher in 1922, but the couple never had any children. Seniority kept him working with the railroad during the Great Depression. Agnes Breuning died in 1957, but Walter never married again. He moved into the Rainbow in 1979 at the age of 83, where he spent the rest of his life. His secret to living a long life was simple.
Kept busy doing jobs all my life, 2 or 3 jobs at one time. And I like to work. I only eat 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch.
Walter walked everywhere, always using the stairs until he fell and broke his hip. He healed quickly and still walked the hallways daily. The fall didn't stop him from shopping and banking with a scooter that he was given. In 2008, he became the nation's oldest man. A year later, the world's oldest man, and then the second oldest living person on the planet in 2011. A small man in stature, Walter made up for it with his big heart. He loved children and was very involved in the Mason organization. Breuning took his celebrity status in stride and was not afraid of dying.
All the people before me died. They're gone. We were born to die, Everybody born to die.
He struggled with the loss of hearing and eyesight, but never lost his memory. And he loved sharing time with visitors from all over the world, always dressed in a suit and tie. His generosity and the lives he touched will live on for decades to come. In Great Falls, Fred Pfeiffer for Montana's Newsday.
Around the world are celebrating the life of this humble man tonight, including Montana Governor Brian Schweitzer.
That's right. In fact, Schweitzer visited Walter at Benefice twice last week, and he also spent the last several birthdays by Walter's side, even switching out his staple blue jeans for a suit last September, only for Walter. Schweitzer issued a statement on Walter's passing earlier tonight. He writes, "I'm deeply saddened by the loss of my dear friend and a great Montanan."
He goes on to say, "Walter taught me that hard work and a modest living are enough for a happy life, and most importantly, that giving back to others is good for the soul."
And Senator Max Baucus remembers the man he calls a real Montanan, thrifty, healthy, hard-working, and he had true Montana grit. He had a great sense of humor, and he always stayed young at heart.
And finally, Senator John Tester declares Montana lost a treasure today. Walter's life was as rich as the state he called home. Tester finishes by saying Walter always saw good in everyone. He will be missed and always remembered. The sun was shining down on Walter during